Broadcasting from Slough. Streaming around the world.
This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio. Oh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
The podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Hello and welcome to episode 108 of the Best Bits of Drive Time podcast. I hope you are well. I hope you are safe and all that. Coronavirus bubbling up again. I hope you are keeping safe. Stay alert, control the virus, save lives and all that stuff. Anyway, I'm not here to do a broadcast on behalf of the government. I'm here to tell you that this is episode 108 of the Best Bits of Drive Time on Atom Radio. We stick together the bits that are in fact least worst, would be more accurate, into a podcast, and it comes out every Saturday. This is the 108th time that we've done it. Wow. 108 times we've actually managed to find the least worst bits. On the way this week, we're talking about lying, we're talking about shopping, we're talking about a very, very well-paid job, the new normal being absolute rubbish, and also proving that things were better in the 80s. All that and more on episode 108 of the podcast. Grab yourself a cuppa and enjoy. AtomRadio.co.uk. We're talking CVs this afternoon, and what is the biggest lie you've ever told on yours? All because somebody sent me a CV asking if there are any positions here at Atom Radio with what is a huge, whopping lie on it. All right? And I have to say, thank you, Monica, for your absolute honesty. Monica has emailed. I went through a stage where I made up my CV, basically. I was honest with the jobs, but I made up the duties within each company I'd worked for to suit the position that I was applying for. Well, that's just emphasising the relevant skills, isn't it? I would say. I'll give you that, Monica. Thank you for your honesty.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
You know, I told you earlier about Wales. Wales has put in place restrictions on supermarkets, which mean that you cannot buy non-essential items. They say it is to give shops that aren't allowed to open a fair run by blocking supermarkets from sharing them as well. Well, a man in Wales has gone shopping in only his pants. There's a picture of him with a trolley and boxer shorts during the firebreak lockdown. He's gone shopping in only his pants just to prove how stupid it is, deeming that clothes are non-essential in Wales.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
We're also talking about CVs as well, because over the weekend, Saturday morning, I got an application to see whether there were any positions going here. And the CV has a glaringly obvious lie in it. So it's just been filed, the email has been filed in the deleted items where it belongs. And I was asking you, have you ever lied on your CV? Email from Trisha, thank you so much, which says, I've not lied on my CV, but I've recently started a new job. And one of the first things I had to do was to recruit somebody to the team. So I put out an advert, and once the closing date came, I went through all of the applications only to find somebody had lied on their CV. Now, bear in mind, Trisha has only been at this job for a little while. It says recently started. They had said that they'd worked at the place where she came from before. And she knew this obviously to be not true. So, busted. I'm betting, Trisha, you've not even bothered offering them an interview. On air at atomradio.co.uk. Have you ever lied on your CV?
Mark Denholm. AtomRadio.co.uk.
Pretty certain you can't say that in this day and age, can you? Aerosmith and Dude Looks Like a Lady on Tuesday's Drive Time on Atom Radio, playing the music you want to hear. I'm just thinking about this dog walking job, right? The job description reads, an excellent opportunity has arisen for a private assistant dog walker role. To support one of our senior leadership team, we're looking for a down-to-earth self-starter who relishes variety and is looking for a predominantly non-desk-based role, as it will require this person to run errands around London. In other words, walk the dog. I'm thinking though, 30 grand a year for walking the dog. That's not a bad wedge, is it?
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
From the news today, what is the dirtiest appliance in the kitchen? 80% of people admit to not cleaning this. I'll tell you in a moment. Also from the news today, a model called Alexis Morgan decided to put her phone in her back pocket so she could film while she walks. The idea is the video captured then shows how many people, mostly men, stare at the person filming as they walk around getting on with their lives. She lives in Miami, Florida. She found that various men crane their necks to get a look at her behind. Some of the shots, they turned their head 180 degrees or even moved to better positions to get a view. She's just stuck the phone basically facing outwards in her back pocket and put it on record. I think if I did that, nobody would turn around and look. But then again, I'm not a lady. This appliance that 80% of people admit to never cleaning and is the dirtiest appliance in the kitchen, it's the microwave. Oh, imagine that. The capital of convenience foods in the kitchen and people never ever clean it. Do you know what? I cooked on, I think it was Saturday, I cooked myself some barbecue beef super noodles, and it took ages for the smell to disperse out of the kitchen. Never mind the microwave, took ages.
Mark Denholm.
I want to talk to you about something which worries me. Now, I've mentioned this before. The new normal is not a new normal. It's a current abnormal. There is no way all of this social distancing and masks and don't go and visit your friends. There's no way this can ever be accepted as normal. And then imagine the horror when I see something suggested online. Okay, so if you are in a tier 2 area, which we are here in Slough, or if you're in a tier 3, you're even worse, you're screwed in a tier 3. But if you're in a tier 2, you cannot meet anybody from outside your house or your support bubble indoors. If you're in a tier 3, that's outdoors as well. If you're in a tier 1, do whatever you want within the confines of the rule of 6. But this thing that's really bothering me is that it has been suggested that this winter we should embrace going out for dinner or drinks alone. So you're basically talking solo dating. Now, come on, tell me that's not a depressing thought. A lady called Nadia O'Boy is a business and life success coach. She says learning to do things alone can build confidence in other areas of life. Or you could just go out and look like Norman No Mates.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
I'm still thinking about this solo dating and that, right? And then what Gary said and everything, okay? In that if you do hook up with someone, even if you are in a tier 1 and you are allowed in each other's house, you're supposed to stay 2 meters away from each other, which means that you cannot do the obvious, right? So how are the easy people coping?
Mark Denholm.
You know when you are ignoring someone, like I got so angry last night, I put my phone on charge and I put it down and I could just hear this ringing noise. I thought, where's that coming from? Now, I wasn't touching my phone. I'd put it down about 2 minutes ago, so it doesn't take 2 minutes to connect a call. And I was just thinking, where is that ringing noise coming from? And I looked at my phone and I was like, it's me. And I was dialing someone. I mean, you can't even call it pocket dialing because it was just sat charging on the sofa next to me. But the annoying thing is, it was someone that I was trying to avoid that it's rung. So now they think, oh no, it's all right. He's forgiven me now. He's come crawling back. No. You try and ring me back and you will find that you are just as blocked as you were before.
Mark Denholm.
3:19 on Friday's drive time on Atom Radio, online on atomradio.co.uk, on mobile via TuneIn, on the iTunes radio and on your smart speaker as well. Hello, good afternoon. You got Mark Denholm with you through until 7 tonight. You know, yesterday we were sorting out scone versus scone, and we came up with the answer as being scone. That was the popular vote yesterday. So I sent that to Sean, who'd sent me the thing on Wednesday night, the parody sketch of Boris Johnson and Prue Leith saying it's scone. And I said to her, does that mean that the majority who got it right are all wrong? She sent back, yes, it does.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
On the lighter side of the news, Hugh Edwards has reacted to the BBC's new virtue signalling guidelines. I reckon the BBC have a whole department who just sit and write policy, just for the sake of sitting and writing policy. BBC staff have been told to avoid virtue signalling with a new set of instructions which aim to ensure the highest possible standards of impartiality across the organisation. One point within these virtue signalling avoiding standards states, use of emojis can accidentally or deliberately undercut an otherwise impartial post. However, Hugh reacted to this straight away, saying on Twitter, the BBC's new social media guidance says that the use of emojis can accidentally or deliberately undercut an otherwise impartial post. And then ending his tweet with a Welsh flag emoji string. Top work, Hugh. Top work. I do like Hugh Edwards. You know what? Like, I don't often watch the news on the telly, but if I did, it would definitely be Hugh. I bet he's a top bloke as well. You know, like Hugh Edwards comes across as so serious on the telly, but I bet he's a top bloke if you meet him away from the TV.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
Now, I did say that I was going to give you a heads up about Happy Hour. Last week we spoke about your favourite TV themes, and I was just thinking I'm not done with that yet, if I'm honest, right? Because I've got this from 1985. Okay, so right, have a little listen to this. Here we go. Whoa, do you remember that? Bruce Forsyth's Play Your Cards Right. I used to love that. Higher, 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 lower, lower. Oh, you don't get nothing for a pair. Not in this game. He was the king of the game show, wasn't he, in the 80s, Bruce? Miss him so much. So anyway, what I'm asking you today is your favourite 80s TV theme. Happy Hour kicks off at 6. I'm giving you plenty of time to have a think about it. What do you reckon? I am chucking in Bruce Forsyth's Play Your Cards Right. You can email me now. atomradio.co.uk. Things were simple in the 80s, weren't they, on the telly? It wasn't all about the reality rubbish. It was just about entertaining TV. Thank you so much, by the way, if you did email in yesterday when we did that. Yesterday, I say, as this podcast comes out on Saturday. If you emailed in for that, that would be more accurate, wouldn't it? Because you can listen to this whenever you want. Thank you so much. We did get some amazing TV themes. In fact, so much so, I think that we may do it again when Happy Hour comes around next week. All about the 80s on Friday. Thank you, as always, for checking out this episode of the podcast. That is number 108, all wrapped up and done. Don't forget you can subscribe, but then you'll know straight away when this is done. You can also follow Atom Radio on the social media. We are Atom Radio UK on Facebook, at UK Atom Radio on Twitter and Instagram. And you can keep up to date with what's happening via the website, atomradio.co.uk. Check out the show back Monday at 3. Have yourself an awesome weekend. Stay safe. If you are out trick-or-treating this week as well, do that safely. And if you are doing fireworks during the week, do them safely as well. Please, do them safely.
Atom Radio. Ooh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
Check out the show back on Monday on atomradio.co.uk, and don't forget you can subscribe on iTunes, on Spotify and on Google as well. Keep yourself well.
Atom Radio.